Hello! It's another Tuesday full of fabulosity. Let me just move this out the way and we can start playing. I've got a fun fold card. You know me and my fun fold cards. And I've got new paper to show you and all of the fun things. So, welcome to another Chaos Goblin filled Tuesday, Technique Tuesday. If you're joining me from the first time, welcome. Always have a pen and a piece of paper when you're watching, because then you can take note of all the paper piece sizes and recreate this card for yourself if you want to. And secondly, say hello, tell us where you're watching from. I can sometimes see the comments be on the screen. Sometimes I can't. It depends whether the Facebook gods are in our favour. Not always. But anyway, I thought tonight I would create a card using the new paper medley. It's a 12 by 12 DSP designer series paper. The reference number is 167759. Okay, so that's the number, and I've already used some of it, but I thought I'd share these papers with you. I just popped them in this container. So I'm showing you both sides of this paper. Isn't this cute? This little daisy with a little Calypso coral center, and on the back of that is this beautiful wood grain. So that's piece number one, and obviously you get two sheets of each of these designs. You have this grey stripe. It's an uneven stripe, but again makes a great background, and then on the other side of that, this very pretty, one of the new colors, hydrangea hue, little tiny flowers. It reminds me of Laura Ashley wallpaper from the 90s. I love it, absolutely love it. You then have Peaceful Pine. That's another new color. This textural vibe to this paper. It has dotted lines and then little crosses, and again it gives you, almost gives me that wallpaper feel. I love it. And then love this, absolutely love this background paper. It'll make a great double layout background. You've then got a navy with a tiny white spot, and on the background of that you have this really lovely denim effect print. And then the last piece is dots, black dots. Sorry, it's not, it's white dots on a black background. So are zebras or zebras white with black stripes, or are they black with white stripes? That's the question. Anyway, this is a black background with white spots, and the other side is a stripe, a diagonal stripe, and that side makes my eyes go funny. But if you cut it into small pieces like I'm doing tonight, you'll be fine. And then the sixth design is a yellow, tiny little yellow dot, and on the back of that, this almost reminds me of a wheat design in the Darling Duckling, and then the Calypso Coral, and then again that grey shade goes all the way through the whole, all of the packs. So this is really pretty paper. Not themed, and we love a non-themed paper, non-specific themed paper, because it means that it'll go with so many other designs that we already have. So paper medley mix in designer series paper 167759. And so, as I said, I'm going to use some of the black and white paper tonight. I'm going to use both sides of it. I love this dot. I love a dot and a stripe together. I really do. And then the dies I'm using are the new Fern and Florals. This is a stamp set, and these are the dies. I'm actually not... Oh, I did stamp. I stamped the butterfly. I am not a huge butterfly person. For those of you who know me well, I am not big into butterflies. But I quite like small butterflies. I don't like really big butterflies. They kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. Is that a word you use here, heebie-jeebies? Somebody will have to let me know in the comments. Gives me the creeps. I don't... no, thank you. But I do like tiny butterflies, so I'm good with those. Again, another great background. And then you have all of these... leaves, and then you've got some florals. So these look like little buttercups, or they could be violets. You could colour them in any colour and change the plant. And then again a little wild flower there. And then look at these great dies. I love these die shapes. The solid black images, you know, are going to fit a stamp, but anything that isn't, like these images, are standalone dies that you can use, and you can see where I've used them. I've used them in Old Olive. This die is this one, so you can see they're shown at 50% of their size. So we're going to use this one, and then we're going to use this, which reminds me of Fiddlehead Ferns, and we're going to use that one. Now, these are both actually Old Olive, but what I did with these dies, I turn them over. I did this technique a couple of weeks ago. Turn them over and you push them onto your ink pad and change the colour. You can see it is actually the same colour, but once you dunked it into that ink pad, it's going to change the colour of it. Okay. I'm also going to cut some circles, as you can see. I used the Stylish Die Shapes 159183, and I've used 2 of the circles, not the largest one, but the second one in, and then the one that nests on top of that one. Okay, and I love these little stitched edges on them. Okay, I was meant to prep all of this ahead of time, but my son Leo came in and we started talking and then got distracted. So we've been busy talking trucks and all sorts of fun things, putting the world to rights. Excuse me. I have a tickle. Okay, as you can see, I've cut some strips of cardstock already. Sorry, cardstock and paper already. Just going to take my scissors. Oh, excuse me. And just edge distress them with my scissors. So let me give you those paper piece sizes. We have a piece that is 2 inches wide by 5.2 inches tall. So that's knee inches kokero go to knee go. So 2 inches by 5 1/4. And then this piece is 1.75 by 5. That is 5 inches by 1 3/4, or go inches kokero ichiten nanago dozo. Okay, so if you don't have these dies, these circle dies, I will tell you, I'm just going to rough up this edge just a little bit. I'm going for that shabby chic look today. This circle is about just under 2 3/4. So it's actually 2 5/8. But you could go a little bit bigger if you wanted. You could go down to 2 1/2. And then this nesting circle that will fit inside it is approximately 2 1/4. It's actually 2 1/8, but about 2 1/4. So as long as they nest, they're comparable, that's fine. My base is 6 1/2 by 5 1/2. So Rokuten go Kokero go Tengo Dozo, and I've scored it at 2 1/4 Niten ni go dozo, which means that it becomes a 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 card base. And again, I am just going to rough up those edges with my paper. Sorry, not with my paper, with my scissors even. And just rough up that front edge. And I'm going to rough up the spine as well. Okay, so there's my card base. The standard card base. You could cut a standard card base and then just cut 2 inches off it if it makes it easier. Okay, this piece is 5.25 by 4. This is Fresh Freesia, and I love this. It's this pinky purple colour, but it's on the pink shade of purple, not the blue shade of purple. And again, just rough that up. And then this white piece is 5 inches by 3.75. So go inches kokeru Suntenanago Dojo. Okay. I have many friends who watch along with me who are in Japan or from Japan, so I like to give my Japanese measurements as well. All right. Now the final piece that I have is 3 1/2 by 1 1/2. So Sunten go Kokeru Ichiten go Dozo. And I've scored it at the 3-inch mark. Okay? And then I have a piece of scratch paper which was left over after I cut my 2-inch piece I had this bit left over, and we're going to use this piece as well, but any little bit of scratch paper will work. All right, so those are all my pieces. Everybody good with that? Hello, Pamela. Who else is here watching with me? Oh, I can't see. There's lots of people on, but nobody's saying who's watching. So make sure you say, oh, here we go. Kristen's here and Fiona's here. Fiona said she ordered the ferns and florals today. Yes, it's going to be a really popular stamp and die set. Plus, it will help qualify you for the new product of the month. And the new product of the month, I can't show it you because I don't have it, is the new printed vellum, 12 by 12 vellum, which looks absolutely beautiful. All right, let's stick these pieces down. So, you probably guessed where I'm going with this. We're going to just center this on this inside panel. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive just because it's quicker and it means I can wiggle it around. Just put a little bit around the edges. And we'll just pop that down. We're just going to center it. I suppose I ought to move these out of the way so that you can see what you're doing. I have ink everywhere right now. I've been playing with ink and all sorts of fun things. So we're just going to stack these on the inside just to give us that little bit of pattern. So yes, if you're watching along, please say where you're watching from. Say hello where you're watching from. We have 6 people with us. All right, so we're going to take the narrower of those 2 strips and the shorter, and I'm going to layer it up on this side like so. Okay. Just put a bit of adhesive around the edge. It actually, once you cut all the pieces, it actually goes together really quickly. And using black and white paper is just perfect because it means that you can add any color to it. Now, my sweet friend Kathy had cut me some flowers in the Fresh Freesia cardstock, which is why I decided to do the Fresh Freesia base. But this would be cool adding yellow, or you could add pink, something that was more pink, or you could add orange or teal. You could absolutely change up the color of this, which would be super, super pretty. Now, I'm going to take my dot paper, my spots or dots? What do you say? I say spots. Who says dots? I don't know whether spots is a British thing. And most people say dots. I don't know. All right, let's just pop this down. Try and keep the glue off my nails. Now, there will not be a Technique Tuesday next week. I'm flying back to England to visit with Mom. So there will not be a Technique Tuesday for the next couple of weeks. So just bear with me, please. I apologize for that. If I could get my act together, I would just upload a video and show you. But you all know me by now. You know I'm not that organized, right? Okay, so here is my card as it stands. Okay, I'm going to take a scrap of ribbon. Okay, so this is the really, really pretty green ribbon. And don't ask me what it's called because I don't have my catalogue in front of me. And I rammed it into my bag and popped off the end of the spool. So if you go to my website and put in ribbon, it will come up with every colour of ribbon, and then you can filter it by putting green in. And if anybody has it and has the spool to hand and can tell me or put in the comments what the reference number for this green ribbon is, I would really appreciate it. It came with the collection that had the bugs on it in the last catalogue, and I have no idea what it is. Right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to add it to my piece here. And the easiest way to do this is I'm actually going to use tear tape, right? So we're just going to put a piece of tear tape along that paper. And you're going to say, Sarah, you cut it too long. It doesn't matter because it will just fold back on itself if it's too long. But it's a great way to anchor that ribbon to your paper, like so. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put another layer over the top. When I'm going on slightly smaller pieces of cardstock, with my nails being this long, it makes it a little bit harder. Just peel it up with my scissors. Okay. All right. And then as I'm using the tear tape, we'll just do it all the way. Yeah, it's because it's a small piece of cardstock. We'll just use scissors. When it's on a longer piece, it's easier to tear, but my nails give me some challenges sometimes. And because this ribbon is just that little bit thicker as well. I have tweezers. Look at me. I get the claws redone on next week, ready for me to take my trip. So that will be nice. And yes, for those of you asking, Mum is doing okay. She's way better than she was back in December. So that's good. All right. So here is that strip, that 1.5-inch strip that has the fold on it. So I am going to center it like that on there. And you're going to say, Sarah, it doesn't go all the way to the end. And it's okay. It doesn't have to. I'm going to pull my ribbon down and I'm going to anchor down the other end with another piece. So because this ribbon is slightly bendy and stretchy, I'm just going to hold it still. If you've got a ribbon that lies flatter, it's not quite so wiggly. All right, perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I should have not taken the top off that, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Chaos Goblin is in full effect. Chaos Goblin rules in full effect, right? Okay, let's just do a couple of strips of adhesive on there. And yes, you're going to say, so they overlap. And it's like, it's okay. Because they won't when I take the lids off. Lids. Surface. Oh, stop it. Come on. There we go. I can't get my tweezers underneath it. There we go. Stick it down and then peel off that edge. Right. See, it all works. Decide where you want it. I would like it to be slightly higher than lower. Don't want it to be down at the bottom. And now I've got this cute flap. This is sticky. Do not forget that it is sticky, Sarah. If I was 3D foam tape, where would I be? Have I had it yet? No? Well, we'll use this because I have it right here. So how about that? Oh, actually that works really well. So let's put some 3D foam tape on here. That works. Ba-da-ba. Oh, I'm good. Look at me getting all proficient. And then we'll take our circle and we're going to just pop it on the end like that. That's why I wasn't bothered about that white piece being, sorry, that dot piece being a little bit shorter. I'm going to pop my circle on next. And we come with the liquid adhesive. Just means I can wiggle it around so I can get it completely centered. There we go. Okay, so I have my ferns that I already cut from that set, and I have my flowers. So this is a Cricut cut. Do not shout at me. So I designed this flower and we cut it out, and we've cut it out this time from the two-tone cardstock. So on my top layer, I'm actually going to flip over to the lighter side. So the base is actually the solid core cardstock because it's 8.5 by 11. This two-tone cardstock is 12 by 12. Okay, so my sweet friend Kathy cut it out for me because my Cricut is buried under 97 pounds of paper. If you've been in my workroom, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't judge me. It's the sign of an artistic mind, apparently. So there we go. And we're just going to let that sit a second. Okay, leaves. I should have 3. So here are my leaves. I'm actually going to cut one of them down because they're a little bit on the long side. So I'm going to cut that one down so it's shorter. And then I'm also going to cut a whisker off these ferns as well because they are longer and I've chosen a slightly smaller circle. So I just want those to be a bit shorter. Okay, let's stick these down. Again, we're going to use our liquid adhesive because I can just dot it on, and we're going to keep it to the those 3 leaves there. So this is one of the longer ones. I'll just have it coming out there. I'm already obsessed with this fern set. I'll warn you right now, you're going to be seeing a lot of this in my artwork. I think it's just so pretty, and I think it's really versatile. You could use this, I mean, obviously I'm making a really flowery, girly card, but you could absolutely use this on a camping page, on an outdoors, on a fishing page. You know, it doesn't have to be a floral card or layout. It could absolutely make this more masculine just by changing up the images that you're going to use with it. I just think it's beautiful. All right, here come my little ferns. So I'm going to put a bit on the bottom of that circle and then just a whisker on those lines. And then I'm going to make sure I keep that circle within the bottom. These cuts are really delicate, so just go gently with them, don't be rough. And that's why I'm making sure that I have some adhesive on the main body of it, not just on this bit, because otherwise it could tear depending on what you're doing with it. So just that little spot along the edge, and then just a couple of dots. But I think this is absolutely lovely. I'll just let it sit just for a second. Okay. All right, here is my flower. So let's just curl it up just a little bit. We can just push those outside petals up. Just a whisker, just to make it more dimensional. Let's stick it down with some 3D foam tape. Why not make this card as poofy as possible, right? Is that a technical term? I don't know. But again, look how quick this card is coming together. It's not taking long. Now, if you don't have a Cricut machine, you could say, Sarah, what am I going to put in the middle of my ferns? Well, you could take any. If you bought the Petal Part Punch, try saying that 3 times fast. Earlier last year, you could absolutely use that. If you have a flower that you particularly like and you want to fussy cut it, or you've got a die cut, absolutely use that. I just have these dies, and I have a few left over, and so I decided I'd show it on here. So you can absolutely use any flower in the center. We're going to take some fresh freesia ink. So give your ink pad a smush. If you don't want to do that, you can actually put it on the glass mat. Okay, just squidge a bit onto your glass mat. Okay, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella. I'm going to pick up some of this ink, and then I am just going to paint the butterfly, because everybody needs a sparkly butterfly in their life. Okay. Picking up that ink, I'm not mixing it around, I'm just literally picking up that ink. So I don't want to be diluted, because I want it to be a bit darker. Again, you can pick up more, make those bottom wings that little bit darker, and then the body. Okay, simple as that. Make sure you've got a piece of scratch paper and just wipe off any ink that's on the brush, and now your Wink of Stella is just plain and sparkly. Now, coming very shortly is, and we're just going to take a Kleenex and just wipe the glass mat clean. If you don't have a glass mat, you need one in your life. It's fabulous. Talking of coloured sparkles, starting today, we have 5 colours of shimmer brushes. And yes, they're called shimmer brushes, which makes my heart happy. Along with the 5 new colours of the year, we now have matching shimmer brushes. And I have one here, and I will show it you in just a minute. And also, the new colours come in the new magnetic ink pads, which if you have followed me here from close to my heart, it will talk to you, because they are the close to my heart style magnetic metal ink pads, and we love them, right? Okay, let's put some gems in this one. So I used, on my other sample that I'm going to show you in a minute, I actually used the rhinestones, but I'm going to use the new Dewdrops embellishments, 167748, Ichi Roku Nana Nana Yon Hachi. And they come in the blue and then the green and then the clear. And I am not sure, where are my tweezers? I'm not sure if I'm going to use a green one or a clear one in the centre of this flower. But remember the tip and the technique. Gently peel it away. Gently peel it off the sheet. Do not get your nail underneath it like I did. And then you can actually hold it over whatever you're working on, and you can see which size and which colour you want. I'm going to do another green one. So let's peel this one off and we'll just pop it into the centre. And then, okay, my nails today are not making life easy. Okay, and we'll do a little green one there. And you know the other way, I showed you this the other day. Slide your gem to the edge of the paper. Put it down, put your finger on it, pull the sheet away. The gem stays where you want it to be. Look how pretty that is. Do you love it? I do. I'm super, super stoked with this card. I think it's glorious. Now, here's, I told you I'd done one already. Here's one that I made with the clear rhinestones, or the basic rhinestone gems, in the centre. Oh, and I actually did one. Let's do it with... I took one of the small ones and I put it on the butterfly's body. So let's do it with a clear one. There, and then the purple shines through. And so look how cute that is. This would make a great Mother's Day card. This is actually going to be my mother's birthday card because it's her birthday next month. She's going to be 94 next month, which is one of the reasons, again, that I'm going back to see her and celebrate with her. But isn't that cool? These ferns are just beautiful. Let me pull the card up to the camera because I'm hoping that they show up really well and you can see how delicate they are. So pretty. Okay, we were talking about glitter shimmer brushes. So this is one of the new colours. This is Golden Glow. It is absolutely beautiful. Give it a shake to mix up that liquid. What I really like about it is this is Wink of Stella. It's got a white body. You can't tell what colour it is. You can actually see the colour of the liquid inside. It works exactly the same way. You push it to squish it through. I've been shaking it around. But the colour is in the liquid, and then you have that glitter as well. Can you see that shimmer and shine on it? I hope you can. The camera never does it any justice. Make sure that you store it upright. Okay, same with this one. If you have this, make sure that once they're open and primed, that you store it upright, and that way you won't end up with a lid full of glitter liquid. All right, so I hope you've had fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. Head on over to my website, .stampinup.net. That's because we were talking metallic ink pads. My brain has just gone skew with. Right, SarahBatkin.stampin, no G, up.net. And you'll be able to see all the fabulosity that is new, the new ink pads, the new shimmer brushes, the new papers, the new dies and stamps, and the product of the month, which is the patterned vellum. And you can actually see. No, you can't. I thought I could pull up the image on this paper, but I can't. It doesn't show. I apologise. And get that with a qualifying order. So much good stuff, so much fun stuff, so much pretty stuff. Oh, the papers are to die for. You're going to love it. And I will talk to you soon. I'm not going to give you a date, but I will let you know when I'm back from England. Have a wonderful couple of weeks wherever in the world you are watching from. Hopefully the Chaos Goblin will be less chaosy when I get back, but don't hold me to that. And I'll talk to you all soon. Love you all lots. Bye.